right. Hey, so episode two of Was It Worth the Watch? For those of you who joined me last week, welcome back. And for those of you who may be watching for the first time, I hope you enjoy it and subscribe and check out our first episode. So for today, we're going to take a look at the film Him and also the film A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey. So, with that being said, let's jump into it. So, our first film is Him. Him is basically a film about a young, hot blue chip quarterback who's pretty much going to be the top of the draft until he's brutally attacked on a football field at home. After the attack, he has this rather large gash on his head. And so they don't want him to compete in the combine for all the other draft or all the other teams to see him and evaluate him for the draft. So unfortunately, he does miss the combine, but his agent is able to get him an opportunity to train with one of the best or the GOAT of the football league for a week to determine if that team will draft him. So, of course, he jumps at the chance, and that's when he finds out things aren't always what they appear to be. So, what can I say about him? It started off strong. I actually thought the first, I want to say maybe 35, 40 minutes was relatively good. It did have some weird filming. The director really took his liberties with filming shots and just cutting in and out of different things, camera movement, strobe and flashing lights. So if that kind of stuff bothers you, you may not want to see this on a big screen. And I actually saw it on IMAX, so that just goes to show you how much it could affect a person. Because I had to close one eye sometimes. It got a little too jarring and a little too flashy for me. But story wise, I thought it made sense in the beginning. The movie basically talks about two different points. It talks about or tries to hit on the statement of as fans can tend to become too much. They start to worship these teams, and ironically, the name of the team that he's hoping to join is called the Saviors. So there's a lot of religious imagery, like crosses on wearing cross chains. There's actually a one scene in the beginning where they basically have almost like an altar with the team and the poster of the number one quarterback and things like that. So it kind of spoke to that sometimes fans can be a little too much. And then it also spoke on the statement of quarterbacks and players in general, no matter what sport, young players wanting, what would they do to get the fame and wealth that they seek? So it speaks on that point too. Are you willing to sell your soul to become rich and famous? Now, as I mentioned, the first 35, 40 minutes I thought was okay. I thought it was a pretty decent movie. It really hit on, this great quarterback having a little too much power, a little too much control, and abused it. Then the movie kind of took a huge right turn off a cliff. It basically turned into a blood splattered cliche type movie. The the ending kind of felt flat and just like we got to hurry up and end this movie. So let's just go with this ending. I think the last 10 minutes is probably what got it to be categorized as a horror film, but it's not really a horror film. I mean, there's not really anything scary or um, really jarring about it. So, was it worth the watch? It was not. Sadly enough, do not go and waste your money on this in theaters. Wait for it to come on streaming. And I think even on streaming, you may find yourself wanting to turn this movie off. It's not for everyone, and it's definitely a hard watch if you don't like gore and yelling and brutal scenery. So again, not worth the watch. Uh, Wait for it to come on streaming if you want to venture and try to watch it. And I looked at the reviews. It got chopped up by the critics and a lot of the audience. Ratings were pretty low. Some people liked it. Some people thought it was a great movie. So everyone's going to have their own opinion, but as far as I'm concerned, not worth the watch. Yeah, so let me know what you think if you've already seen the film Him, and if not, and you are going to watch it or see it, let me know what you think afterwards. I'd like to hear your opinions. All right, so our second film is A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey. So this film is about two individuals who meet one night at this wedding, and as fate would have it, they both rented their cars from the same rental company that the navigation basically asks each of them, do you want to take a journey? They both agree and eventually meet up again in a rest stop restaurant. From there, they take this journey together, and this GPS basically leads them to these different doorways. And the premise of the doorways is that when you enter these doors, it can take you back to a point in your life, sometimes a huge turning point in your life. And it's not that they can go back and change the decisions that they made. It just has them reflect on those points in their lives. So as they take this journey, they get to know each other and, of course, start to fall for each other. And as they go through these different journeys, they kind of help each other through, or when they go through these different doors, they kind of help each other through those moments. Till eventually they decide, you know what, we're just both too broken to be together. But then, of course, as most romantic movies go, they eventually find themselves together. I don't want to spoil the ending, but I think when it comes to romantic movies, usually the endings are pretty cliche. So I don't think I would be spoiling anything there. So, what did I think of A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey? Well, I'm going to have to say, first and foremost, and I don't watch a lot of romantic movies, but I have watched quite a few, not a lot, but quite a few. And they, the two main characters had no chemistry. I mean, nothing whatsoever. I've seen some romantic movies that you see the two actors, and right away you're like, wow, they click. You enjoy the film because you think these two people should be together and that they're destined to be together. For this film, there was no chemistry, none whatsoever. And story wise, although it was a fantasy, so you couldn't really take it 100% seriously. I mean, it who goes through doors and travels back in time? That's a fantasy. But I thought that by them going back into these different points in time, it made them reflect on their current situations and what was currently going on in their lives. But the lead female character, um, her story made sense. The things that she went back in time to reflect on made sense. As far as the male lead character, it, it didn't make any sense. The point in times that he went back, I don't think really changed anything about what he felt about himself and how his current situation was. So again, I felt nothing for his character. And at the end, I didn't feel anything about them getting together, or if they were going to be together. It left me flat. It definitely left me flat. The movie is super slow. I mean, there weren't very many entertaining moments in the film. It tried to be one of those type of films that make you cry, and I didn't see anyone crying in the theater when I was there. So yeah, I don't think it worked as a romance. As a fantasy, it works to a point, but again, was it worth the watch? It was not worth the watch. I wouldn't even suggest watching this film on streaming. It's a boring movie. It wasn't good at all. I did not like it one bit. And again, I'm not saying that because I'm not a romantic movie type of person. I've seen a lot of or several romantic movies, and I can tell you there are some that I genuinely like. I've actually watched some of them multiple times because I like them. But this film, I couldn't wait for it to be over. My wife is a huge Hallmark Channel fan. She watches those all the time. And for her to sit there and roll her eyes, I'm like, wow, this must be really, really bad. So for this week, we've got two movies that are not worth the watch. Hopefully, the next few movies that come out in theaters will be. If you did watch A Big Bold Beautiful Journey, let me know what you thought. If you haven't and you plan on watching it, which I wouldn't suggest, but let me know what you think as well. Well, thanks again. It was fantastic doing episode 2, and I look forward to doing episode 3 and many more. And as you know, Halloween's coming up. So take a look at my YouTube and Instagram page. Every day I post a fun fact. So some interesting little tidbits about different films. And during Halloween, I will do my 31 days of Halloween, similar to what we did on our previous podcast, where I will post a horror movie every day that you may be interested in checking out if you're that type of Halloween person. So again, thanks for joining. Give us a like and a subscribe. And I hope to talk to you more next week. Thanks again. And keep buying those movie tickets.